Hey, welcome everybody. Thank y'all so much for stopping by the live stream again today. Shout out to NTZ crew. I see Elette Mercado. I see Jacob Tanje on here. I don't know if Michael Beecher Life is here yet. Shout out to any new viewers and subscribers. If this is your first time on the live stream, welcome. Anybody joining us on replay, welcome. And also my old heads. There you go. What's up? 53 Shades Darker. Hey, Alex. Hey, Xavier. Yeah, this is not going to be one of those bashing. I'm not bashing anybody. Look at the title, guys. Why I no longer date American women. But I want to thank y'all. Real appreciate it. The peso sticking at 56. It's 56.03. I was supposed to have been headed. I said I was going to go home with Maryland, man, but I thought about it. I said, it's too much traveling, man. And I just got here. I just got here Friday. And I think she was just coming here to try to keep up with me. And now she has to go back today and then come back again, I don't know. Chris Rideout says, I'm not even there yet and gave these American women a pass for a while now. Not saying that there's not some good ones left, but usually the outcome is the same. Yeah, we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to tell you why I even brought it up, because a lady asked me, American lady asked me, and she's not the first one. I catch a lot of flack from dating outside of my culture, outside of my race. And I don't know why. I mean, let me qualify myself first. My first love was at 16 years old. All the way up to the age of 45, I dated exclusively American women, specifically black women. So I know a little bit about the different cultures. I know about the culture of dating American women. I've taken them out of my dating pool because, first of all, I no longer live in America. I no longer reside in America, and I just don't have the pleasure of meeting many American women over here. But before we continue with that, I forgot the Mayon volcano. The most active volcano in the Philippines is acting up, guys, right now. It's spewing lava down its slopes. They've got a level 4 over here warning right now. Over 13,000 people have been evacuated. And we're going to keep an eye on that. Yeah, this thing is acting up, guys, over here. What's up, Rick? He says, in the place to be, Kuma Star, my friends. Thank you, brother, for stopping by again. Elliot Makata. Gerald Wilkins says, hey, what's up? Cal and the Sunshine Shoulders Community, Delaware veteran here. Remember, though, we always have a topic, why I no longer date American women. But this is your live stream. Just put it over here. I promise, man, as long as we're not trolling anybody and all of that, we'll talk about it. What's up, Walk G's? There's Chocolate Man Mike experience. But yeah, the reason I came up with this is because I catch a lot of flack, man. Remember, if y'all go back and look at that interview I did with Marcus, he said when he told his friends and co-workers he was coming to the Philippines, they said, oh, man, what you need to do, you need to go to Africa, you need to date a sister and all of that. He was like, hey, man, why can't y'all just support me? Agree with my decision and support me. And I'll do the same with y'all. Well, I've been catching that, man, ever since I've been coming over here for almost over 14 years. Oh, you done gave up on black women. You done gave up on black people. No, I haven't. I'm just telling you that I don't see a lot of American women over here. That's really what it is. But I'm going to put the disclaimer out there. I'm just talking about the women I've dealt with, my life experiences, and nobody else's. I'm not going to generalize because obviously there's good American women over there. They continue to get married. Time I look up to getting married. Somebody put in my comments the other day, could I believe that Jeff Bezos is getting married? Yeah, he's getting married to an American woman. So there's some good ones. But That's the reason. But then another one is they don't date me. They don't find me attractive over there. I've been priced out of the market. A guy like me, 60 years old, I better be a multimillionaire operating on all 12 cylinders to get the type of woman that I desire. Now, remember, men and women don't age the same. Women live longer, but in the short run, they age a lot quicker than we do. I did some research, guys. I'm not just spitting out this stuff. This isn't just my opinion. We've been knowing ever since we were small that girls mature faster than boys. Well, estrogen in women and testosterone in men, even though we both have both hormones, estrogen is what powers the women, and it starts decreasing in women between the age of 40 and 50, and the testosterone starts to decrease in men between 55 and 60. So they, in that article, it's from Essentials. This was like a plastic surgery place, but there's several articles, and I can put a few in my link, and I will after this is over with. They give you the perfect setup right there. If you're a 60-year-old man, maybe a 40-year-old woman. But in America, that's off limits. A 40-year-old woman is off limits to me unless I'm wealthy. But that's really my match. As you see, me and Marilyn, man, we get along real well. We're like perfect together. She's 41, I'm 60. I don't want an old woman, and that's what I've got over here. The culture says that I have to date somebody the same age. I don't want a 60-year-old woman. I'm sorry. I don't care what you look like. We don't have a whole lot in common. You sitting on the porch in the rocking chair and all that, and I'm not. I'm still out here doing a whole lot of stuff. But yeah, it's because the options for me over in America are too old for me. They're too expensive. Just living in America, by me, if I live in America and I'm going to date American women, they're just too expensive. Look at all the money you have to spend to take them on all those dates before they even think about being intimate with you. I'm running out of time, guys. No, I'm running out of life. Let me take that back. I'm not running out of time, but I'm running out of life. And I just want who I want. Everybody has a preference, But let me say this, though, and this is a fact right here. Even though an American woman is probably going to be a better match for me than any other woman, certainly when I have more in common, I've taken them out of the dating pool. I just have, man. They're unrealistic. They're unrealistic. They're into this storybook reality or unreality. They want the picket fence. They want all of that. And then religion gets in the way over there. Every woman over there, especially black women, they want Jesus to be their lover. They want to give Jesus credit for everything. And it's only, they use religion when it's convenient to them. If they come up on something in the Bible that says, hey, women are supposed to be submissive to their men, then they're going to push back and say, oh, yeah, well, look how long ago the Bible was written. So you go out there, you break your balls, you do everything you can to build the house. And she says, thank you, Jesus. So, yeah, religion always gets in the way over there. And I'm not talking about the power, because I believe in a power. You can call it whatever you want to call it. So some of the guys says, oh, you said you fell down on your knees and said, God help me. Seems like he helped you. What's all with the universe stuff? Well, I didn't know any better then. I know better now. And you can call it whatever you want to call it. We're not going to bring religion into this, but I'm telling you, this is the reason why I no longer date American women. They give Jesus all the credit for my hard work. Hey, Tito Randy said, you keep me motivated. Thank you. Oh, man, you're welcome, brother. Michael Alexander, what's up, man? He said, hello, Sunshine Show's community members. What's up, Steven? Yeah, Jacob Thompson said, be with who you want to be with. I believe your wife is Asian, Jacob, right? I think love is love. But the young lady asked me, she said, do I have something against black women? Is basically what she said. And I said, no, I don't. I was married to a beautiful black woman for 18 years. I mean, what more do I have to prove? I dated exclusively black women until I was 45 years old. But then the light came on. There's a lot more options for me out here than that. He said, so why do I no longer date American women? Because first of all, I don't live in America. There's very few American women over here, Marlon Reynolds. This is what, I'm just being realistic about it. Second of all, they don't date me. I'm not attractive to them. A 60-year-old black man that's not a multi-millionaire is not too attractive to women. They're too old. I don't want a 60-year-old woman, Marlon. Our culture over there, and I'm telling the truth, mandates that I date a woman the same age as me. Well, I'm sorry, brother. I'm not going to date a 60-year-old grandmother. Just ask KJ, thanks for the super chat. He said, just want to say, keep up the good work, brother, and I enjoy your channel. Thank you so much. But everybody has their preferences. What's up, Vincent Hinton? Thank you, brother, for all your support, man. This guy's been around a long time. You're talking about an old head on my channel. This guy's way back. See, look at Laura. She's a white lady, according to her profile. He says, my husband will not let me date American men again. Because I think you said you were married to an African-American man before. So is it true that once you go black, you don't go back, Laura? But yeah, I just brought that up because I catch a lot of flack, guys. So let me say this too. They're being taught over there that they don't need me anyway. See, they're being taught to be independent. We don't need a man. And so I'm being eased out little by little every day. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with my place in the household. Hey, what's up, Don Ridgway? He said, would you date Oprah? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, man. I don't date for money. I wouldn't date Oprah. I mean, what's Oprah but money? That's all she is. She's no different than anybody else. What makes you think, why would you put Oprah up there? Like she's special. Man, I'll take Marilyn over Oprah any day of the week. Oprah. Why? Because she's a billionaire or something? Frank Ellis said, I stopped dating American women years ago. They're a waste of time. They don't want me and I don't want them. It's monk mode for me until I leave next year. See, this is what I'm saying. They don't want me. I don't want them. But the bottom line is, there's not too many American women over here. Okay? Hey, Jack, thank you, brother, for that super chat. He said snacks for Booby from both of us. Booby will be here Thursday. Yeah, Mr. Private Brain said, laugh my black ass off. Yeah, they want to throw Oprah out there. Yeah, she's the reason for the damn live stream. Can Oprah cook? Yeah, Oprah don't want me, remember? She wants a woman any damn way. Oprah ain't fooling nobody. But yeah, they don't date me. They're unreasonable. Yeah, they're unreasonable. You can't reason with them. If you don't come home and you're supposed to be home at 4 o'clock and you make it in at 4:15, they don't believe that you got caught in traffic. You always got to be with some other woman. Chocolate Man says, Matthew, James 42 and 26 ain't too big of an age gap. I wish you much success, brother. Have a prosperous night. He said, Calvin, honestly, most of us would take Maryland over Oprah. I'm pretty sure you would, brother, because we're being honest. What? Honesty is the best policy, man. I mean, because, okay, at the end of the night, then what? He's watching. Who cares? You know, what's $1 billion going to do for you when she takes off all them clothes? Because Oprah ain't fooling nobody. She's got one of them big tent bodies, too. And then you got to perform, or she's going to kick you out of the bed. I'm sorry. She's got everything that I don't like in a woman, man. That big old inner tube around her damn waist. It might be a gold inner tube, but it's still a damn inner tube. Hey, Coach J2 Trill said, at this stage in my life, I know the American woman's vision is not aligned with man. I know my last days won't be in America, so I know they would be scared to leave. Nothing personal. Yeah, it's nothing personal. I was asked a question, and I'm just being honest about it. Not a lot of American women over here. I qualified myself. For 30 years, I exclusively dated American women, specifically black women. I don't have anything else to prove. But yeah, you know, she's going to take all of them clothes, and Elad, I'm sorry, but it's true. At the end of the night, all that money can't satisfy me. They can't put this arms around me. Money don't talk. Mike Dawsonville says, as a brother, I like my sisters. My mother was a black woman, but I'm just not attracted to black women. Yeah, I'm attracted to them, but not a 60-year-old black woman. We can be friends and stuff like that, but I'm not going to date a woman like that. She's too old. I didn't say it. It says it right here. You can look it up that women, in the short run, they age a lot quicker than us. They live longer in the long run. But we talking about the short run. I don't want a 60-year-old woman. What's the part of that? You know, them little old ladies, they have on the white and they sit on the front row of the church. They're on the other side of the deacons. What's that called? The motherboard. See, when you're 60 years old, you're part of the motherboard. I don't want that. They have them nurses' hats on. They don't do nothing. I've never seen them do nothing because it's the ushers when somebody starts shouting and stuff that calm them down. This motherboard, I don't know what they're there for. Yeah, the motherboard. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not ready for the motherboard, Rick. You know what I'm talking about, man. I spent a lot of time in church. I've seen them. And now I'm at that age. I just don't want it, okay? And then what? Yeah, my options are just too old. And I don't know. I just think that people should be able to date who they want to date. He said, who the hell in his chat would hit Oprah? Oh, my God. I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me enough. Especially if she's going to put the pressure on you and say, yeah, you gotta go 3 rounds with Oprah. I'll give you $1 million. You're going to be hard pressed, man. It's going to be a hard thing to do, bro. Tom Major says, I stopped after getting sick and tired of the silly behavior. It seemed my American girlfriends, after we got settled, had to keep testing me, starting arguments for nothing, pointing out what I don't get. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. See, that's what I put right here. They're being taught, or have been taught, that they don't need me. See, the system's making me more and more obsolete as each day goes by. Yeah, the color purple, and I wouldn't hit it, man. I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't hit it. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, people marrying for money over there. But yeah, come on, guys. Tell me why y'all gotten out of the American dating pool. Because I never, until I started coming to the Philippines, I wasn't on those dating sites over there. It's been a long time since I dated an American woman because right before I came to the Philippines, right after, I was dating a Cuban woman, a woman from Cuba. And we were around the same age, though, but we got along well. The problem was her daughter. Her daughter was married, had her own family, but she didn't like the fact that, she knew that me and her mother was getting it on, and she didn't like that. Her mother was like 49 when she was dating me. I was like 51. And she knew, because, she thought I was too young for her mother. She knew I was tearing it up, and she didn't like it. The mother told me. She said she doesn't want me dating you because she knows that me and you, and she said this, I did. She said she knows me and you are fucking. We sure was. And she didn't like that. And so that messed that up. Believe it or not. Otherwise, who's to say that we wouldn't still be together because we got along well. The woman could cook. We had a communication problem. She didn't really speak a lot of English. We used iPhones, believe it or not, man. That's how we communicated till we took our clothes off. Ain't nothing the iPhone can do right there. Yeah, I was all in them guts, man, and she didn't like that. The daughter did. Said I was too young for her mother. I'm like, well, hell, your mother's 49. I'm 51. Yeah. She was cock blocking. Men are very visual. Oprah does nothing for me. Right. I don't care how much money she's got. I mean, this guy said, would I date Oprah? What's special about Oprah? He said, I turn out the lights. You still got to feel all that old blubbery stuff shaking in the damn bed. Yeah, they can be a pain. Yeah, see, I haven't even got to that part yet. Jam Silver. He says lots of options over here in Toronto, but the attitude is too much, and lots of them are out of shape. But like I said, we're not bashing women really. But you're right. The attitude, man, the confrontational. They're gonna want to fight you at some point, man. And I'm not into fighting women, but they're gonna want to fight. Yeah, the blubber. And I just can't deal with that anymore. Counsel me if you want, man. I'm sorry. They don't want me, and I don't want them either. AC King said, to be honest, guys, if the woman you're looking at doesn't inspire your soldier to stand attention with outside help, you probably need to look elsewhere. Yeah, men are visual. Women age faster than us in the short run. And since they're going to live longer, man, we're not caring about the long run. They said most of the people you see with osteoporosis are women because weak men don't live long. Yeah, well, y'all can have that osteoporosis or whatever it is. I don't want that either. You can't do anything with it. Steven says, I was dating a Cuban woman 6 years ago. She was hot as hell, but crazy. But this woman wasn't, man. The problem was her daughter, who was beautiful, but she had her own husband. She had her own family. Yeah, and Oprah 69. And see, all her and Gail, all the, the makeup and filters and all that, guys, when they get home and take that stuff off, trust me. I'm sorry. You're going to see what a 69-year-old woman looks like. I'm sorry, man. Y'all keep saying that. Hey, what's going on, Hollywood baby? Said, good to see you, Cal. I said, you look revived, my friend. I am. I've been walking up and down this beach without my shoes on for the last 3 days, and it's really rejuvenated me. I'm going to do a video about this, man. It is a healing power over here. If you try to tell me that breathing in fresh air on a daily basis continuously isn't healthy, man, I got news for you. It is. I mean, it's really fresh air over here. Now, on this side is the beach, and on this side is the street. It's like I'm living in two different places, Hollywood, baby. I very seldom go out there. Yeah, he said, mean as hell, more demanding than my damn mother was. Yeah, and that's another thing that's so demanding. You go out there, you break your damn back, you build the house, you raise the kids, and they want to give all the credit to Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. You know, and I'm like, well, okay. I mean, it's just a slap in the face. You at least say, I thank God for you, or I thank Jesus for you that brought you in my life. They go straight to Jesus. He said when the blubber hits the fan, it's going to be like chitlins, grits, and ham. Yeah, I used to have to fight, not physically fight, but I was always having to fight my American wife. She would be mad at something else. Maybe it didn't go right at the food stamp office or something like that. She gonna take it out on me. Hey, thank you. He says, Chris Young says you look healthy, man. I am healthy. And see, this he hit on something right here about this peace. That's what I want. That's all I ever wanted. I didn't have it. Imagine when I was drinking and getting high, man. She'd wake me out of my sleep arguing with me to win an argument. He said, does crossing international borders to meet a woman really change the nature of dating a woman? It does. It really does, because the expectations change, the appreciation changes, the culture changes. King David, the earth is approximately 198 million square miles, man. The reason most of us are so frustrated because we live our entire existence on that one little dot. There's so many percentage of people, King David, that never left the state they live in America. Less than 5% of Americans ever take a flight overseas. Yeah, it has a lot to do with it. The woman you're looking for, the business you're trying to start, the house, the opportunity you're seeking is probably somewhere out here, King David. Yeah, it makes a big difference. Options make a big difference. The way people look at things make a big difference. And then the whole makeup of the family makes a difference over here where I am. It could be different somewhere else. They don't have a problem with the man being the head of the family. As long as you're going to lead them to the promised land. He says we need a better island fitness. We need a better culture of health fitness in the States. It's downhill after 30 for most women in America. Obesity was the biggest part of my reverse culture shock when I moved back to the U.S. See, you're on to something. Because what happens is a lot of us let ourselves go. And then, just say if I'm a man, then if the woman lets herself go, I'm supposed to deal with that. I'm supposed to put up with it. I'm supposed to be okay with it because I married you. And, I made this vow so many decades ago. But I'm supposed to say, okay, it's okay that you put on 100 pounds. Well, you're not the same woman. I didn't marry 3 women. I married 1. But that's what it is. And then that's why I say to guys, don't let yourself go, because if you do, the woman's going to be looking somewhere else. Calvin Moore says, I think the daughter of the Cuban woman wanted you for herself. Now, she had a real happy marriage, it seemed like. She was like 26 or something like that. But she just knew, you know how it is about your mother. That's how it is, like, okay, I'll just say Marilyn since I'm with Marilyn. Her mother's 67, but she's in great shape, right? And, they don't like it when her mother gets online and chatting with men, because her mother does that from time to time, and they don't like it. I'm like, well, your mother's 67. She's in good shape. Why don't you want her to be happy? Do you think a woman that is as active as her, as healthy as her, doesn't want a companion? They don't want the mother to have a companion. I don't get it. You know, and but they don't want their mothers to have a boyfriend. Yeah, it goes for the men too. We can't let ourselves go. He says, but it goes for the men back west too. There's a lot of sorry men with bad energy. They've been raised by women. Or sorry man, it takes two to tango. See me in my 50s, says I'm 51, and I can say that women my age either complain about constipation and always have diarrhea, or they are fast old ladies trying to be young. No matter what, they turn me off. See, this is what I've got on here. I said my options are too old for me. Now they're going to get mad at me, but the statistics say that a woman's estrogen starts decreasing in between 40 and 50. A man's testosterone between the age of 55 and 60. So wouldn't that make good sense for a 60-year-old man to date a 40-year-old woman? It's working out great for me. But if I go home tomorrow, the women in my dating pool, in my dating circle, man, they're going to be part of the motherboard. Coach J2 Trill said, great point about who wants who, Cal. If you're a fisherman and you go to the same lake and catch nothing, you starve. Coming to a place like the Philippines, the fish literally would jump in your boat. Yeah, why starve? And that's the point. That's what I'm saying. You know, he's saying, does it make a difference? Yeah, it makes a big difference. I got tired of starving over there. I'm not, I don't want a woman that's wearing diapers, man. A lot of women my age is wearing diapers over there. Or they got, because I remember when I was little and right across the alley from us was one of my best friends. Her name is Stephanie. I keep it like that. But her grandma used to always be hanging up the clothes, and she bent over one time and she didn't have no underwear and the damn pussy was hanging. And see, that's always stuck in my head. Now, when I think about it back then, I couldn't have been no more than 8 years old, 6 or 8 years old. But it's, it's just stuck in my head. I'm thinking like, I don't want a 60-year-old woman with a long dangling pussy. I'm like, yeah, it ain't pretty, man. I'm just saying, guys, but when you be real about it, people get mad. I'm real, man. I don't live in a fantasy world. This is the stuff I see in my man, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. Or, your breasts are where your stomach's supposed to be, and your stomach is where your knees supposed to be, and you don't have any ankles. I'm like, I don't want a woman like that. Why y'all getting mad at me because I don't want a woman like that? Maybe they don't want a short, bald-headed guy that doesn't earn a lot of money and all of that. I'm just saying, yeah, she was bending over. This old lady didn't have on no underwear, man. And, I just saw a big piece of meat hanging down. And in my mind, I said, that's her pussy. And I was like, wow, is that what women look like? Is that what a 60-year-old pussy looks like? I haven't seen a 60-year-old pussy. Slayer says, I'll be in the PH this winter. I hope shake your hand, Cal. Oh, man, thank you, brother. I mean, really. That's funny. I mean, that's humbling, man. I mean, thank you, man, for that. I don't take that stuff for granted. Yeah, you got to stay hungry, man. Don't get comfortable and let yourself go. Because if you do, man, you're going to be in trouble. When Marilyn started really going crazy in that gym, it was a sign for me to get back in there, man, because she really is in tip-top condition. And in order for me to even keep up with her, remember, I'm 20 years older than Marilyn, 19 years older. Maybe she would have started looking for a younger man. I don't know. I don't want to take that chance. What's up, CC Hepler? He said, hello from Maryland, USA. Robert Dame says, my friend told me you would need to roll her and fly to find a wet spot. Yeah, I mean, if your breast is where your stomach is supposed to be, your stomach where your knee's supposed to be, who wants to go? What could you put on a woman to take her out somewhere in that condition? And a lot of the women my age, they're like that. Yeah, if you're not visual vibe, I don't have time for you either. But um, if you really tell your true feelings, see, we live in a fantasy world. They're living in a fantasy over there. I'm supposed to act like it's okay, and it's okay that you don't put on 100 pounds. You know, it's okay that you smoke and all of that. No, I'm sorry. JGBK says, "Oh, if I had a Filipino, I would put her on a pedestal and look up her dress." Come on, guys. Where's my moderators? We can't have that. Uh, RGWF says, "I want to come and meet a 47-year-old widow in Cebu. I'm 52. My passport is supposed to be on June 30th. The plane tickets are crazy expensive." To each his own, man. You know, I'm just saying 47 over here can be old. Yeah, well, I don't know. Her father was gone a long time, this Cuban woman, because the mother was married to a Belgian guy who actually took really good care of them. They were married for quite some time. I want to say 20 years. He died, left her his pension, built her a nice house in Cuba. She wasn't in Havana. She was somewhere south of there. But that's what when I was with her, she was in the process of trying to sell her house. So the father, she never talked about the Cuban father of her children. She only talked about the Belgian guy. So it would have been the Belgian guy she didn't want. Hey, Patty ESL says, "Hi, Calvin. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Women had no interest in me. Most of them live alone now, single mothers. I lived in Thailand 9 years, then Colombia, then Brazil. No problems there." Thank you, brother, for posting this because I'm making a video now. My top 10 countries. It could be top 10 cities to retire in. You know, because believe it or not, man, if you can afford to live in America, it's up there, man. It's one of the top places to retire. But the problem is we can't afford to live there anymore. Not the life that we deserve. I don't want to be warehoused in one of those senior citizen homes. Imagine, man, okay, when at 62, according to the report I get every so often, I'm gonna receive about 1,700, close to 1,800 a month for my Social Security. Is that enough to really live in America? I don't think so. I would have to continue to work. I don't want to be warehousing or playing what dominoes and spades all damn day, and because I saw it. Guys, the reason I'm over here is because for 16 consecutive years, I worked in the senior market with insurance. I see what they do to our seniors and our elderly over there, especially the ones who don't make good financial choices early in their lives. They don't save enough money. We warehouse them. And they're in uh, these golden towers is what I call them. And they waste away there and they eventually die there. Let's see. Frank Ellis said, "Cal, if you come back here, you'll be in a constant state of depression." I know. I already know, Frank. That's why I left. I was in a constant state of depression. It ain't changed 5 years from now. You know, Johnny S says it's great time to be walking daily. Yeah, I walk along the beach. I made that a part of my daily routine now, man. I take off my shoes and I walk on this just clear patch of sand all the way down and all the way back. And I listen to music or whatever it is. Ramal says, "Yeah, I don't want a 51-year-old woman. My friend asked me we never dated. It's because she's old and younger women still give me rhythm. Yeah, and that's where I am. I just don't want to. Laura says, "Well, I'm almost 60. I know I can run circles around some much younger, and some of these younger women have smoked, drank, baked in, and done too much." Yeah, I'm not picking on you, Laura. But I wouldn't date you, Laura. I don't care how good you look. We can be friends and go to church together and meetings and all that, but at some point, your age is going to come out. Okay? That's just what's going to happen. And then you're going to start acting like my grandmother. You're going to start acting like my grandmother, and then that's when I've got to go. And that's what'll happen even over here. That's when you'll know that your woman over here is getting old, because she'll go from being your girlfriend to your damn grandmother. When it's time to eat, it's time to do this, it's time to do that. And I'm like, oh. Johnny S. says some of our situations could be fixed if we take up simply walking 30 minutes a day. Yeah, Tita Cha said, my goodness, Cal and Octopussy. I don't know what you would call that, but it hang down, and I'm like, I know this is a woman. That's not a dick. What is that? It was just an old sagging piece of meat. And I said, well, that must be what a 60-year-old pussy looks like. So I don't want a woman 60. Every time I see a woman 60, I see that. And so I don't want that. He said, Robert, when's the last time you had a woman? Grumpy old dude says several years ago, single here in North California and dating. In 6 months, not once did I take a woman out a second time. Why? Because every time they inquired subtly or otherwise about my income on our first date. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just, they really don't want me. They don't find me attractive. And unless I have LeBron James type of money, then and then I'm going to get a 40-year-old woman with 5 kids by 3 different men probably. And I'm supposed to be happy with that. Because, when it's got so bad over there that, women brag about having their natural hair. Like, duh, take off that damn wig, lady. I remember growing up, man, women used to wear their natural hair. I saw something where a guy said, our women, the black women, they always wearing these extensions and long hair. He said, what if black men had to wear a white man's wig to look handsome? How crazy would that be if I threw on a damn white man's wig to thinking I'm looking like something? Hey, Ray, Ronan 69 said, Cal, keep it going with your boots on the ground nitty gritty realness. That's an interesting, controversial subject about how men age like wine and women age like milk. We need more content on this. We do, but we don't think about it in the short run, which is all we're really worried about, guys, because women are going to outlive us. Women age quicker than we do, and we're just not getting a fresh shake over there. Steven says, I hate it when your guts are hanging out. Well, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to just tell you the truth, man. A lot of the women over there, their breasts are where their stomach's supposed to be. The stomach is where their knees are supposed to be. It's like, why should I find that attractive? And a lot of them are in their 30s. But because they're 30s and I'm 60, I'm supposed to be happy with that. And with a damn cigarette hanging out, a black and mild hanging out, and all of that. Yeah, 53 Shades Dark. He said, can't wait to get back in August, 1 year stay this time. But man, that's right around the corner. And I want to tell y'all that the next meet and greet is in a couple of weeks. It's going to be on a Thursday, June 29th in Ilo. Come on out. If Philippines in Full Effect, we're going to co-sponsor this together because they're stationed in Iloilo. This is the brother and his wife. The Filipino wife, they started a lemonade stand, man, with their own recipe, man. They earned $100,000 over here in 1 year. 5 million pesos. It's a lot of money, man. It was very successful. I told him, hell, he needs to do more videos about that. W Secrets to Success blog. Thanks for that super chase. A cow, white wig on a black man. And that's a white glove moment. Yeah, but I mean, just think about it, though. This is what they're doing. But if I did it, you would think it was outrageous, right? So why isn't it outrageous when they do it? Like, imagine if I thought that's what I had to do to be handsome. Take John's hair and put it on top of my head and walk around here. He said, was Ike Turner's dude real? I don't know, man. It's funny. Hey, Jordan Melby Vlogs, thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm just saying, men used to do it. Now, black men used to do it. We still, use the hot comb and the straightening comb, rather. Or we would even go so far as put the damn lie in our head and make it hang down to Superman days. We thought that was what it took to look more European. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, would it be any more ridiculous if you saw a Chinese with an afro? Or if you saw a Chinese with an afro? Yeah, the conch. Yeah, the James Brown hair, he said. But it would look stupid if you saw a Chinese with an afro. It's the weekend, man. He says, yeah, I was 38 years old, living in the state of Georgia, and I dated a 61-year-old woman primarily because of her big behind. But now I'm 45 and traveling. I'm not wasting no more years. I need younger women. Yeah, but, a big behind just means big turds. That's all, guys. A big behind. All them old stretch marks and stuff on it, man. A damn Snickers bar hanging off a damn behind. I ain't got time for that, man. John Cooper picks it. Perhaps women that have let themselves go and still younger could be a red flag indicator of their true personality. Yeah, but see, we're supposed to be happy with it. There's people looking at me now like, oh, who's he think he is? I'm just telling you that y'all don't want me and I don't want y'all. There's not a lot of American women over here, and even the ones that I see, they're not going to deal with me. They just think that I'm not on their level, and that's fine. Yeah, probably a sugar mama. That, because that's the type of stuff we do. This is back in the day. We thought we were hip. When you see a young guy with an older woman, oh yeah, she's taking care of him. He don't have to work. He's driving a car. That's a weak man to me. What I look like, just her salary alone is not going to satisfy me. I don't want you giving me money, so I can go out with the guys and all that. I love LaChan said my hair would look like an afro if I let it get long. I guess that's the 30% African DNA talking. Yeah, but I'm saying you don't see Chinese walking around with afro wigs on to look attractive. But that's what we do. Yeah, the perm. Yeah, process. That's what it was. And now it's really, it's went from that to now, instead of you wearing the European hairstyle, you're trying to do everything else. It's enough copycats out there. And when somebody's their true authentic self, they get a lot of pushback. when you have your own opinion, that's why people don't like me. I have my own opinion and I stand on it. So they don't like it. Yeah, everybody sported the fro. She said she had her tubes tied at 30. Well, a lot of women today, they don't want to tie the tubes because they said, well, my periods are so bad. I hear my daughters them talking about that, and I've got nieces that talk about that, and some of them like, should I get it tied? Should I not? It's your choice. Does that mean, because after a while, a woman doesn't have a period anymore, right? Is that when she goes through menopause and all of that? Well, at least you can save on pads. You don't have to buy pads all the damn time. Inglewood neighborhood Pyru says, yeah, people be copycats. And see, that's the problem. They said, oh, you want to be the next this or the next that. No, I just want to be me. That's all I want to be. I don't want to be the next anybody. People are going to college to be a doctor because they want to be like somebody else. It's not really what they want to do. Grumpy old dude says, speaking of hairstyles, Cal, what's with white guys shaving the sides and backs of their heads and having that mop on top of their heads? I don't know what that's all about, but I knew I had a supervisor at Brown and Williamson when I worked there, Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corporation. He was really bald, but he would take one strand of hair and wrap it all around his head. As long as he stood straight up, it was okay. But if he had to reach down and pick up a piece of paper, it'll come untangled until somebody told him, like, hey, Paul, your hair is loose. And I'm like, dude, why don't you just cut that off? We see that you're bald. Yeah, Jeffrey, thank you. He said, tap that thumbs up for Cal. I appreciate it. Jay Money said, what's up, Cal? You heard about the volcano erupting in the Philippines. Yeah, the Mayan volcano. I mentioned that earlier. Lava's flowing down its slopes, man. They've already evacuated 13,000 people. The warning is level 4. And they're keeping an eye on it, man. It's the most active volcano in the Philippines. The Philippines got a lot of volcanic activity, earthquakes. People are just worried about typhoons over here. But it doesn't affect all of the Philippines. That's why I've been getting, inundated with messages and stuff. And I appreciate people checking in on me, but I live in an area that's not affected. It hasn't been affected yet by typhoons, earthquakes, or volcanoes. Now that Typhoon Odette, it did do a little damage in St. Carlos City, but it didn't do anything here. I asked one of the residents at the restaurant the other day, I said, can I ask you a question? And she said, yeah. I said, well, how bad was Typhoon Odette on Siquijor Island? She said, it was very little damage. We didn't even really get, anything but high winds and rains and stuff. Rodney Dasher says, I love you, my brother. I saw that Filipino wife having problems with her husband in America, and all the Billy Jacks put her down, and they knock her for telling the truth. They don't belong. Yeah, I don't understand it. They're not gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. But because I've seen that side before, I've seen women get mistreated over that. I had to believe her until I knew otherwise. I just took her word for it because I've seen it. I've seen women get mistreated over that. He said, where's that volcano? It's up in Albay. It's up in Luzon. Yeah, thank you, brother. Jay Money says, my love, Calvin, watching your channel uplifts my spirit. I appreciate that, man. That's what I'm trying to do, guys. People know I'm in the Philippines. I'm trying to help you get over here now. I'm taking my content somewhere else up here, I mean, in order for you to get here. Because it's getting cringy over here, guys, with the content. And it's more to the Philippines than that. But every time I look online, it's something. I mean, people are just talking about the same thing, and that's okay if that's what you need to do to get your clicks and views. But I just think it's time for me to evolve, man, and go somewhere else with it. Because listen to this, guys. Okay, now, remember on my live stream, remember my live stream was talking about swinging in the Philippines, right? Several weeks ago. Threesome, foursome, whatever, and then I changed it. But then we started talking about, well, I'll be damned if the top vlogger over here didn't snatch that up and use that as content. And I'm like, man, y'all need to come up with your own content. And, named it that. There's no shame in the game. And I'm like, well, wow. Steven says, I dated a girl the same age as me 2 years ago. We're both 55. I outperformed her on, no. I performed her out on the town, and in bed she was pitiful. Definitely not as good as she was in high school. She didn't age well. Well, she's actually aging well. You're just younger than she is. You probably would be better off with a 40-year-old. This is what the doctors say. Not me. David Jackson said, can you see the smoke from the volcano? I can't. I'm way down here in central Luzon. That's up in, I'm in central Visayas region. I'm sorry. That's in Luzon. And, yeah, it is. And I'm just saying, like, there's no shame. He said, Calvin, you gotta watch the haters. They will spread lies, and they people that cool with people will believe them. Yeah, I can't really worry about that. But I do know that they'll jump on your back. They'll jump on the bandwagon because it's content for them. And that's okay, but they don't realize that's going to backfire on them. At some point, you got to come out with your own content, or people are going to stop watching you. And I don't know, man. It's just, you got to ask them that. I don't pay them any attention anymore. If that's what they do for content, then, God bless them, really. Because remember, guys, I tell you, y'all think I'm joking. Mother Nature is going to throw opposition at you. But here's the good news. When opposition comes, you're close to getting to wherever it is you're going, or you're already there, because that's the last step. She knows that we can't handle criticism, especially from strangers. We can't handle that hate. But the 1%, the 2%, they can. They withstand that. And they go on, they're swept on to success that they never dreamed about. But that's the last step. So when you see people like me getting attacked unnecessarily, I mean, that I'm this close to getting where I'm going. And I'm telling you, I'm close, guys, okay? I'm really close. I want to thank y'all. I have 137 downloads for my ebook. And I promise you I'll be finished. I keep saying it, but no, I'll be done with the setup part 2 today. I want to thank everybody that's went on to Amazon and downloaded that ebook. 137 downloads, 524 pages read. And that means this is customers. This is in addition to the 137 downloads. The Kindle edition number of pages. These are customers who borrow my book from Kindle edition. And they already have Amazon accounts, so it's free to them. Okay. But I think that's great for somebody who just threw up that first short story. But they're gonna keep coming. I'm evolving, man. I can write too. And that's what I'm gonna do. But the setup part 2, you're gonna love it, man. And then I'm gonna start. I've already got 4 other books. See, they can't do that. See, I'm getting ready to leave them behind. Like they're going to be having to catch me. Okay? But yeah, when you got opposition, just know you're close to where you're going. That's the last obstacle, basically. It's the weekend, man. So you don't have to change anything, Uncle Cass. Obviously, you have more to offer the world than just relationships. You cover the full spectrum of life. The opposition can't reach your level. It's just a shame, man. And then when you see the people who want to get involved with that, and I'm like, let me remind you that I made your channel. If it wasn't for me, no one would even know you existed. So why all of a sudden you want to jump on my back with the rest of these people? That's going to pass. Then what? Where you going to get your information? See, I'm going to tell you something. I know a whole lot about these people, man, but it doesn't do me any good to go back and forth with them. I'm not going to do it anymore. I got caught up in that. I'm not going to do it anymore. Yeah. Or you're already there. See? It's a fact, man. You think I'm playing? Look at the successful people. And they all got help. They all have opposition. But after you make it, it's like, I don't give a damn. F you. I done made it. Yeah. He said, for real, some have the nerve to compete at the same time live. It's just, they don't realize there's enough life out there for everybody. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is where my content is going, guys. You got to grab the life while you can. You're not running out of time. You're running out of life, man. Your life is running out. I'm not going to waste my time arguing and fighting and hating on people, man. I'm not going to be little. I'm trying to be big today. Carl Butt says, I love to listen to Cal's logic and his inspirational thought organization from the Calvinism point of view. He speaks the truth, fact, and ideology while living the dream. Thank you, brother. The bottom line is I'm walking the walk. I want to show you. I'm trying to let this show through my vlogs. What positive thinking can do, what living your dream can do. I'm not just talking it. I'm living it. Go back on my channel, man. Do I have to bring them back out again where I built the house, where I built the guest house and did all of that? Okay. If I don't do anything else, that's enough. If they shut down my channel already, then I'm like, okay, I've got a house, that's fully paid for. You can't take that from me because it's not in my name. Loyalty over royalty said everything starts with the mentality of a woman. I agree with Brother Cal. I love American women. If I'm honest, at the end of the day, an American woman has more in common with me than any other woman. She's certainly compatible. But where I live today, there's not very many American women. I don't have the pleasure to meet many American women over here. And the ones I do, I'm not in their league according to them. They don't even give you a chance to say, hey, man, I may be on your league. Let me show you how intelligent I am, or let me show you how creative I am. They don't even give you the chance. They just look at you and they think they have some type of superpower, in my league, on my level. Just get out of here. I ain't going to give you a chance. So this is the attitude I don't like. And that's why I no longer date American women. They don't want me. They don't find me attractive. They won't give me a chance to even put one foot in the door. They don't even give you a chance to prove yourself. See what I'm saying? Okay, he said they're up 3-1. Yeah. But they're too expensive too. It's another reason I don't date American women. They're too expensive because that means I would have to live in America, and then, which is one of the greatest places to retire. That's on my list if you can afford to. But it's so crazy because they have these high standards, but their lifestyle, their reality is way down here. You're on Section 8, you're on food stamps, you get a check every month. You got 2 or 3 fathers, baby daddies, but your expectations are so high. What you're looking for, man, is so and what he has to bring to the table is so high. You can only call it unrealistic. Absolutely, Elette Mercado. This is what I'm talking about. She says, I love you, Cal. I want to stand on your shoulders for a better view. That's the only time you should be standing on somebody's shoulders, not to kick them down. John Cooper picks it impressive, Cal. Always think outside the box. Marketing strategy. Well done, Cal. Enjoy seeing your success. Great job. Yeah, we got to keep moving no matter what you're doing. If you remain stagnant or you get stagnant, you're going to rot and you're going to die. Nature says that. I don't say that. You got to keep growing. Benny H. Baby says the same for Filipinos in this generation. What do you mean? I don't understand. But that's why the earth is my home. I'm going to get in where I fit in. I'm going to go where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated. I mean, it's an old saying, but it's true. I'm no longer going to live my life on a dot. And if it ever gets to a point where I'm not welcome here, then I'm going to take my show on the road somewhere else. It's just how it is. You know, the earth is just really big when it, in reference to human beings. There's a lot of places you can go, man. I'm coming out with my top 10 list. If you can't make it here, if you can't make it in America, there's other places you can make it. I mean, Mexico is way up there on my list. Yeah. Mexico's way up there on my list, man. It's just that I don't know a whole lot about the crime right now. Is it just the media scaring me? Because I've been to Mexico several times. I've been to 3 places in Mexico. That's not enough for me to make a clear judgment, but the media sure scares the hell out of me. They don't want me to, they got me afraid to go over there. And Mexico was my first true love outside the United States. I mean, I literally fell in love with Playa del Carmen the first time I went there. Then I went to Cancun, which is maybe 40 kilometers up the road. I can't remember. It's not that far away. And my love just even grew deeper. Even Tijuana, man, He said Miami's fighting. I said, yeah, crime is up. Laura says, I always wanted love and respect. And I grasp how so many people are so money motivated and gifts and flashy stuff. I think it's just this generation. We want it. We don't want to earn it. We want it handed to us. Well, they want it handed to them. My kids, my grown kids, they'll ask me for $100 like it ain't nothing. Like they're asking me for $1. And if I don't give it to them, if I don't have it, man, they're angry with me. And I'm like, you're in America, the land of opportunity, of milk and honey, where people are knocking on your door. Hey, Cal, you want a job? And they're paying $20 an hour to flip burgers. And you're asking me for $100. I'm in the Philippines. It's a struggle over here for people. This is being unrealistic. This is what I'm talking about. This is the attitude I can't deal with over there. He says traditional versus untraditional. Well, I said they go from being traditional to irrational. They're irrational over there now. Man, there's nothing you can do to satisfy a woman over there. If you got 6 inches, they want 9. If you got 9, they want 12. If you got 12, they want John Holmes, man. It's always, what they want is always evolving, and it's always evolving too fast for you to keep up. RGWF says, he said, I guess he's saying I don't understand. I think he's reading. I think he's speaking into this and letting AI type it out. He said, I don't understand. It's free and supports the channel. I don't understand why people don't when they're getting entertainment, especially if we don't. I can't donate. I don't understand what you're saying. Tobias Michael said, "What's going on in English City? I hear some cops and upper government got arrested. Can you expand on that? Love your positive attitude." No. Remember, rule number one, shut the fuck up and mind your own business. I don't get involved with politics and all that. I really don't know what's going on up there. I'm trying to, it's enough to keep my own business in line, let alone worry about somebody else's business, man. It's enough for me to handle my own life. Furtive New Day. Plus, I don't live up there. I don't, there's two sides to English City. You got that walking street, but then you got another beautiful place. OG Fred said. He said it's not all prostitution and bars. A Furtive New Day says respect is unfortunately hard to come by in America. Well, I know that's a fact, man. Ray Ronan 69 says better to negotiate when you have the freedom to walk away. So men should wait until they're in a state of abundance before they commit. Philippines can help with that. Stay away from older punani. It's like, but we won't take advantage of the advantages the Philippines offers. We'll get over here and have extra money and think, oh, we got to spend it instead of saving it. When I'm in Siquijor Island, I spend a fraction of the money that I spend in San Carlos City because I just like being on the beach. I don't have to spend any money. I don't have to go any fancy places. I ate 3 boiled eggs for breakfast today. My buddy Oliver, he likes to go out and eat, and sometimes I go out with him, but I'm not going out and eat anymore. But I spend very little money here because I don't get bored. In San Carlos City, I'm bored. So I go to the refrigerator and eat some ice cream. I got Marcus bought some of those turtles from the States. I go in there and grab one of them, a damn Snickers bar. I'm putting on weight when I'm in San Carlos because when you get bored, you eat. But here I don't get bored. Mr. Passport King said, let's see which vlogger comes out with the next video talking about why men here no longer date American women. Yeah, it's crazy. And I was just kind of shocked because the only reason I even come up with a topic is if I experience it personally. When I was talking about swinging, it's because I was sitting there with a couple that swings. I was like, wow, this would be interesting to talk about. It's not something I made up. The guy just came up. We were just talking like we're talking now. And the guy says, yeah, my wife loves girls too. And I'm like, well, why in the world would he say that to me? I looked around like, well, what's going on? Who is he talking to? And we just started talking about that. And then I said, well, hell, do y'all swing? And he said, yeah. And I said, that doesn't bother you that some other man is with your wife? And he said, no, because I'm with the other man's wife. I'm with somebody. And so I put that up there as my talking point, as my live stream. But then I changed it. I said, no, that's too much for over here. And I'll be damned, see, because I can't get away with it, but they can. Roderick Lee says, you're right, Brother Cal, about how expensive women are in America. I'm a married man in my early 50s. I'm paying $1,700 a month in car notes and insurance, and my wife thinks nothing of it. Yeah, same with me. When I was with my American wife, we split up in 2009. Divorce was final in 2011. The car note was, we had a brand new Toyota Solara. At that time, the car note was $625. The insurance for the car, the van, and the house, we paid it all together. It was another $200. I'm paying all of that now. The Christmas, I'm doing it all. And it's just like, is that all you can do? But anytime, when I come in at the 11th hour with a solution, she wants to thank Jesus. She don't want to give me the credit. I don't like that. See, that's why religion gets in the way over there. And they'll follow the word as long as it's convenient. As long as it's convenient for them. But if you show them something in the Bible that says, hey, the man's at the head of the household. Well, look at how old Bible is. And they'll say, oh, they wrote that. You're taking it out of context and all of that, right? Religion gets in the way of relationships over there. They only want to do the missionary position because Jesus is watching. They think. James Catlett says, Calvin, I was in San Carlos a week and a half ago. Wasn't able to link up with you, but we'll be back in January. Oh, okay, brother. Yeah. I was probably home then, too. Loyalty over royalty says, I'm involved with a long distance Philippine relationship of 1 year. And she hasn't asked me for nothing. But to be honest with her, here in America, I get asked for money the first day of meeting a woman. Well, obviously, you're new to my channel because you know that Filipinos aren't going to ask you for money. They don't have to. But have you sent her money? I guarantee you have because you've been with her for 1 year. It's called the unspoken agreement. They're never going to ask you for money. Filipinos know their reputation. It's not a good one. It's not the correct one of being gold diggers and scammers. Filipinos are pride. They're full of pride. They're not going to do it. They don't have to. They know they don't have to. They know that eventually you're going to come out of your pocket because you're going to be sympathetic, for one of her stories or her situation. Okay, so stop telling me this, guys. We know that they're not. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything because you're going to spend anyway. You're going to be the one spending. She doesn't have to ask you for anything. If you come all the way over here to see her and you take her to Jollibee, for instance. I love Jollibee chicken, especially the spicy chicken. It really is good. I didn't try it for a long time, and I tried it. I fell in love with it. It is good, but I don't eat everything on the menu. I eat the chicken. I eat the pancakes. I eat the peach mango pies. Okay? But when you take her to Jollibee, you're going to pay for it. And you say, Cal, because she can't pay for it. Yeah, peso's 56.11. Why it went up? 56.03 when this started. Carl busted a couple of hours of Calvin, a spam lumpia, and a mango-rita. Life is good. Mango-rita. Thank you, brother D. He says, all our bills are less than that. Yeah, well, you're living a good life then over there. Yeah, Jesus is just everywhere. They want to give Jesus credit for everything. And it's like, well, what about me? What about my hard work? And this is the problem over there. They don't want to give you any credit at all. They'll give an invisible entity credit before they give you credit. You working 2 jobs, you're doing everything to keep them afloat. But every post is thank you, Jesus. Elect says, Calvin, I think you was trying to block me from posting emoji thumbs up. I don't know. Yeah, he said, I love the chance that Jesus is watching. That ain't right. But it's in their subconscious mind. See? Yeah, they cherry pick the Bible. And one guy says, what's with this universe stuff? Well, it's just what I call the power. If you want to call it Jesus or you want to call it Allah, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, it's up to you. I call the power the universe. And the power doesn't favor anybody. It favors the people that abide by the power, the universal law and principles. If you violate it, then you're punished. You pay the consequences. But it doesn't matter who you are. They'll have you think, oh, I'm what? Blessed and highly favored. Like this Jesus favors you, because I saw a post on Facebook. They said, what would you do if you walk down the street and Jesus was getting jumped by a bunch of gang members, and he said the same thing Jesus did during slavery. And it cracked me up, man. I'm like, you can't beat the internet. But, it's like, I believe in universal law and principle. The law of gravity doesn't give a damn if you black, white, rich, poor, you went to school or not. You jump off this damn roof and you're going to hit your damn head on the ground. You violated the law of gravity, but as long as you work alongside with it, you're going to benefit from it. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you go to church or not, who you call your higher power or not. You jump off the top of this roof up here, and you're always going to go down. You're not going to go up. It doesn't favor anybody. But this is the type of learning that been beat into your head when you're 7 and 8 years old. Then when you become an adult, you're afraid to get rid of some of that stuff. I'm not afraid. If I'm going to live the best life that I can possibly live in the short period of time I have, I got to learn to think for myself. I've got to practice some courage. Courage is like anything else. If you don't practice it, guess what? It's going to get bad. You got to know when to throw off some of that old stuff, man. There's no white man up there in the clouds with a beard watching down on you and everything you do. You know how big the universe is? Like, damn, man. There you go. Have a nice day. Says, when living in Korea, I drove an SUV. Was older than most of the soldiers there. Korea turned me into a minimalist. So moving to the Philippines is easy. I just ship my boxes of needed items. It is, man. You hit on something. This is what happened to me when I came over here. When I was there, all that cosmopolitan stuff, all the nice cars and all of that, I liked all of that stuff. But when I started traveling over here and I saw how people were living and I saw the laid-back lifestyle, and I said, man, I don't need all that stuff anymore. So I haven't driven a car in 5 years. I don't own a car. Okay. Nothing in my house costs over $300. Nothing except the split level air condition. I'm in the Philippines. I don't have a 75-inch screen television and all that other foolishness I had over there. He said, gravity sucks. But I'm just saying, guys. Hey, Mr. Snooverston, so say Island Boy from nowhere. I said, good morning, Sunshine Show. Good morning. Said lots of lonely women on dating apps. It is. Man, this is the comment of the day right here. We don't realize this because when you get on the dating sites, we're all chasing the same women. Most of the women, man, it's crickets for them. They're on there for decades. No one ever chooses them. It's just, we all go after the same women. So they're sitting there full and they got all these, choices and they choose you. But the dating site makes it look like you're choosing them. They're geniuses, but he's right. There's a lot of lonely women, more lonely women on dating sites than lonely men. Certainly over here, you wouldn't believe it, man. It's women that have been on this dating site. They never been chosen. Remember Roger and Ismene, and you see how beautiful his wife is. When she was on the dating site before they started dating and eventually got married, she never got chosen. And if they do get chosen, it doesn't mean that the guy's ever going to make it over here. You heard Marcus. He just echoed what I've been saying for almost 3 years. It's a brutal trip. You're not going to make it. It's expensive. You're not going to get out of that comfort zone. So she's going to be caught, holding the bag. Literally the bag, because you're going to send money over. It's easier for you to send money to her, to appease her, to try to keep her hanging until you get the courage to come over here. But most guys never make it over here. That's just a fact, man. So even if they do meet somebody, it doesn't guarantee anything. There's a woman, one of Marilyn's oldest friends. She's got a foreigner that she's been had a long distance relationship for 23 years. He's never come over here, but he pays her bills every month. Built her a house in St. Carlos City, and he's never been here. Never stepped one foot. So I guess they're playing peekaboo. She got a good peekaboo game. Something. But what she wants to do, and it happens in a lot of cases, it happened to a friend of mine. Well, he's not really a friend. They want to meet one of us who's coming over here, do the visa, and then go run off with the man they really want over there. It happens, guys. Grumpy old dude said electricity there is 220, right? Yeah, it is. If I have a 110 computer, are there converters for stepping down the voltage? Well, computers and cell phones, it's already built into the chargers. Grumpy old dude, most of them, unless you got an old phone. But if you got a new phone, pretty sure you're going to be okay. Because I'm plugged into it now. Earl Owen said, gravity's undefeated. Look at Biden falling down. Yeah, it doesn't matter, guys, but we're afraid. 23 years. This is a fact, man. She's not the only one. Her sister's got a man. People are afraid to come to the Philippines. That's the bottom line. They're afraid. They got the money, they got the time, but they're afraid to come over. They think they're going to get kidnapped, man. Filipinos aren't studying you. They're going about their business, trying to earn a living, taking care of their families and everything like that. They're not trying to kidnap you. That's the thing about it. He says, say, Cal, why people mad when they party at the bars with Filipinos? We ain't for wife. We got main chicks in the States. We just got their pretty bar girl. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't do it. We would call you a John. There's plenty of Johns over here. Let them hate. Y'all heard the expression, what you eat doesn't make me shit. Guys, quit worrying about what people are saying about you. It's none of my business what people say about me and what people think about me. Life goes by too quickly, man. I'm not going to waste my time worrying about somebody else. He said, definition of a simp, a man sending money to a woman for 20 plus years. Yeah, that's beyond. No, 23 years, man. Not 2 to 3 years, 23. He built a house over here. He's afraid to come over here. He's afraid he's going to get kidnapped. No matter how much times people tell, they wanted me to talk to him. I'm not talking to him. So she's hit and miss, mainly miss with other guys who come over here and saw her. She's trying to get over there to him. He says the cost of living in the United States is making a lot of people think in such sad ways. He said it's not too far away. From where you live, Fred, 53 Shades Darker said, let them hate. Plus those that got the push, they are all Hollywood now and forgot what got them started. Just wish them success because we all know how they got started. Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's what I was saying today. Like, he says, hey, Cal, what's the name of the dating site? Which dating site? It's several of them. When I was on dating sites, I was on cebuanas.com, Filipino Cupid, Cherry Blossom, that Dating Asia. But Dating Asia, man, it's just a bunch of crap, really. You're going to get, just everybody is going after the same women. And, a lot of times what's going to happen is they're going to date the man until they find a good one. So, a friend of mine came over here. He was with a woman he met on date in Asia. Well, you look at these women, a lot of them, not all of them now. I'm not generalizing. And she's a young woman, like 22 years old, but hell, she's already had 2 live-in foreigners, but he doesn't know it. I know it, but he doesn't know it. And I'm thinking, there's no way you got to hang around a little bit, guys, and get to know the women before you make the commitments we make. We're in such of a hurry. And I'm like, why? Why are you in a hurry? She's not going anywhere. She can't go anywhere. Take your time, man, and you're going to find a good woman over here because there's plenty of them. But when you're in a hurry, good luck. Good luck. Carl Butt says the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil in the Philippines is for good men like Calvin to do nothing. Keep blogging the truth, Cal. Yeah, the Philippines, for the most part, is a great place, man. It's just that, remember, Filipinos don't have a problem with us. We have a problem with us. I mean, how many videos I have to do to tell you we're our worst enemy? The people who hate me the most are not Filipinos. They're Americans. And you're thinking to yourself, how could that possibly be? Why would that even be? But it just is. And I haven't figured it out yet. I'm like, you're way over here. I mean, it gives you another option. It gives you a do-over. That's one good thing about starting over, man. It gives you a chance to correct all the errors. Look, if you're 60 years old, you got a lot of experience back there that you can take. You can sift through all that stuff, all your mistakes. Pull out the good stuff, man, and take that with you going forward. But if you just want to come over here and be miserable, man, come on, guys. And a lot of them aren't even here. They're over there being miserable, throwing their miserable asses over here in our mix. Okay, now here he is justifying. He says, my Philippine girlfriend has her own store in the Philippines. Okay, now what does that mean? Does that mean she has a sorry store? Okay, and because she hasn't asked me for money, I sent her money to invest in her store, and she sends me back my investment monthly without asking. Yeah. What kind of store does she have that she's earning the kind of money to send you back monthly, guys? Okay. See, this is another thing we have to get rid of, the illusion. An illusion, a delusion, and a lie. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You're in a delusion. There's no woman over there that you invested in her and she got a store and she's earning that kind of money, sending you back interest on your investment. Foolishness, man. You're in some type of delusion. I hate that, man. Come on, man. Really? You want us to believe that? He said facts. Okay, well, I tip my hat to you, brother, because you're doing something that the best of us have failed to do, especially, when you're sending money over here. Have you gotten your investment back? That's all I'm saying. Okay, Denver, yeah. They really were the best team this year, man. If them 2 guys stay healthy, that Murray and Jokic, they're going to win some more. Joe Wilkins says, someone in Cal don't want to see an opinionated black man with a platform that is influential, a place on this earth that's paradise speaking truth. That's part of it, man, But a lot of people, they just can't create content. And they see another person doing it, and they think it's all right. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to go on because I'm no longer going to confront and give negativity a place on my channel. But he said, Calvin, the problem is, all it's going to take, he said, the problem is nobody's going upside these haters' heads. So they think it's okay. they're getting away with it. He said a good old ass kicking will stop a lot of that. And he's right. When you got these weak men sitting back throwing hate bombs all day and nothing happens to them, they're going to keep doing it. But when you walk up on them and you slap the F out of them just one time, they're going to stop. They're going to stop. They're going to stop that because they know that they're not going to keep getting away with it. You see what happened to that damn troll up in Luzon? The man walked up on him. He was lucky that it was that guy that walked up on him. Because if it would have been me, I'd have been deported. I'm sorry, guys, but that's what it's going to take. It's going to take one of them to get their ass kicked to send the message to the rest of them. The same way that the message they're sending. Oh, it's okay to troll guys over and over and over and over. It's okay to stalk guys over and over and over. See, I'm doing it and nothing's happened to me. Well, the one time you get beat down and you're going to show everybody else, hey, you know, these guys aren't playing anymore. Because they're really not playing. The only reason they're doing it is because you can't put your hands on them. You can't reach out and touch them. You think if those guys were sitting next to me, men and women, because the women are jumping on, and I'm like, dude, what is it? I mean, come on, don't do that. Travis Costa said, I had loyalty from a Japanese girl and intimacy. Trust me, it's not all about loyalty when you're getting starved. There you go, have a nice day. Said there's no such thing as a Filipino borrowing money. Giving a peanut is like going to a casino. Only take the amount of money you're willing to lose. And in a lot of ways, that's true, man. It's like if and this is what I've already said. So, you know, you're taking it right out of my book because it's true. You know, that's what I tell guys. I said, it's no different than when I tell a guy, hey, don't go into the casino. You know that when you go in there, you're going to lose. But you go anyway because the marketing and promotion is so deep, man, that you think, oh, tonight's my night. I'm going to win. You know you're going to lose. My buddy lost 600 the other night. He'll tell you. I'm not going to say who it is. But he said, and I was like, man, what made you let your guard down? You know you can't beat them people. It's the same thing over here, man. You know, I tell you over and over, look, guys, you know, we're overspending. We're giving away too much of our money. But it doesn't matter because you say, oh, I'm different. She's different. It's going to be different. No, it's not. You're going to come out on the losing end like most of us. You know, if you're married, I can see it. If you got children, okay, I understand. But just a woman you calling your girlfriend, your long distance relationship, what makes you think in any universe that you're responsible for taking care of her? I don't get it. See, that's how I just understand about it. What makes you think that? But see, that's our problem. It's not their problem. You can't blame it on the Filipina because she's not asking you for nothing. You're forking that over. Look, there's women here who have new houses. They have cars. They have jewelry. They got everything. And they never asked a foreigner for one penny. Jarvis Jones says, think about it, Cal. The Me Too movement is real. Women want more control in America. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. The system is making me more and more obsolete as each day goes by. They don't want me to have any kind of place in the household. I'm just supposed to be there to pay the bills, and that's it. You know, they got Jesus over me. Yeah, he said, yeah, they're all different, right? You know, that's the point, you know, but we can't blame them. We have to blame ourselves. Yeah, that's right. I'm not. I'm never going to give them the power on my channel again. I never name names. I mean, it's just eventually it's going to run its course. But remember, Mike, when you got opposition, when people are hating on you like that, you're almost there. You're there already. I promise you, man. I'm this close. See? because I've got some other talents. I can take this thing in all different directions. They're going to go crazy trying to keep up with me. Retard 2019 says, Cal, I'm 60 and getting in shape. The less attention I pay to women, the more attention I get. Absolutely. This is what we don't do. We don't love ourselves, but we want somebody else to love us. Love yourself first. You know, people always talking about, how do I raise my value? Love yourself first. Because if you love yourself, then, and it's more than just words, then guess what? You're going to start taking better care of yourself. You're going to start looking out for your own best interest first. Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question to ask them. But yeah, love yourself first, man. That's all I'm saying. That's a good place to start. Then you start treating yourself better. You're going to say you love yourself, but you're 50 pounds overweight. You got high blood pressure. You got diabetes. You haven't worked out in years. There's no self-improvement. We all need some type of improvement. There's some area in your life that needs improvement. I would start with the area that needs the improvement the most. If it's your health, then get your health together. If you can't read, then learn how to read. But the bottom line is, you got to love yourself. Just know yourself, man. I love myself with all my character defects and shortcomings and everything, because nobody else is going to love me, man. Nobody really cares. I learned that a long time ago, man. When I was struggling, people don't care. Long as you winning, they're going to be right there. Let the council society come around. Let the council go. Look at that Tiffany Haddish. It's crickets, man. When people should rally around her, where are fans at now? Because we're being controlled like robots over there. Who is it that says, oh yeah, this one? You know, what happened to the forgiveness that the Bible says to forgive? Where is that over there? It's basically ruined this, and she's just one of them. But I'm just telling you guys, when the shit hits the fan, everybody gonna give a damn. When my son was born over here, and I ran out of money, it was a Filipino that gave me that money. My family over there, here I am earning over $100,000. I just couldn't get to it. They wouldn't send me a peso. Oh, you know, this and that. This man came out, this man was earning only like $140 a month. Let that sink in. And took that $50,000 out of the bank and said, here, get your family out of there, man. So, you know, I know what I'm talking about. So when people are talking about, oh, you disrespecting Filipinos and this and that, you're a damn lie. You don't know me. You don't know the whole picture. You can't take one video that's been twisted around and say that defines my channel. What happened to the other 1,200 videos I made? What happened to the Facebook group that I have over there? Wang says, hello, Mr. Cal, watching from Pangasinan. Yeah, that's a nice place. That's a nice place. Yeah, that's where you got to start. Yeah, I always have panels, but I can't get people to come on here, man. And if I do, they really don't want to talk about the nitty gritty. They don't want to really tell you what's going on. They want to promote their channels or their businesses or whatever, man. You know, that's okay, but you know, you got to give something back to get something. We don't want to help nobody but ourselves, man, and that's the wrong thing to do. You're working in reverse. If you start helping other people, you're going to see the help coming out of the woodwork. It's going to come from somewhere you would least expect it, but it's coming. He says, I'm done with American women. They're unreasonable. They're unrealistic. They're expensive. They're old. They're out of shape, and I don't want it. He said, facts, Cal. In the good times, they be quick to call you, but in the bad times, no, they don't. They don't recall you. That's right. So I'm telling you, love yourself first. Treat yourself better. I wrote some stuff down here because I always write, man. I keep a notebook and pencil. I learned this a long time ago because I'll forget. So whenever something comes, I write it down. But I got be yourself. Love yourself, then be yourself. Be your authentic self. Have your own opinion and stand by it. Have your own beliefs. Learn to think for yourself. Quit following people, man. You following followers. That's what we're doing. That's why we get in trouble. We follow the followers. You know, I was a Baptist because my mother was a Baptist. That's the only reason I was a Baptist. I ain't know nothing about religion, man. My mother made us go to church. And it says self-improvement. I put that down. Help other people, man. But we don't want to do it. We think this is just something saying, man. The people who look around you, this is in Earl Nightingale's book, The Magnificent Obsession, I believe it's called. He's got another one. But anyway, he says, you will see, if you go to any neighborhood, walk up and down the street, you'll see the people who are providing the most service to their fellow men. They're going to have the nice house. They're going to have the nice car. But we don't want to help each other. We think that, oh, if I help Calvin, then that's less for me. Remember, you got to believe it first before you'll ever see it. We don't believe it. So we don't take the action. We take the action of a non-believer. See, because the only time I'm going to use cheat on my channel is when you cheating yourself. And being selfish is being a cheater. You cheating yourself. Being a hater is being a cheater. Well, he said, you made a live a month ago saying that we're doing too much. No, I'm saying, is it okay to be a fool? We are doing too much. We are working at changing the expectations over here. We have raised them. I mean, where was I wrong about that? When a house and a lot is not enough for some of the women over here. See, I'm not talking about all the women. Because you got guys over here who are doing absolutely too much. It's not the younger ones. It's all of them. I'm just saying, you know, they can see, right? If my next door neighbor's with a foreigner and the foreigner's bought the house and a lot, well, let's just look at me, okay? Look at Marilyn's friends. You don't think they're looking at Marilyn and say, well, wow, look at Marilyn's life has changed. She don't even have to work anymore. She got 2 brand new motorcycles, a nice house. She's got a place, a vacation place in Sikiho Island, just because she's with a foreigner. You don't think that they're thinking, oh, wow, what would my life be like if I had a foreigner? And then not just have a foreigner, but I want that same, I want at least what what Marilyn's got. Marilyn says the new trend is older women dating younger men, but you as a man can date younger women. Well, my thing is, who are these younger men dating these older women? It has to be, I mean, what type of young man that would date would date an old woman like that? When you got younger women, this is what we're attracted to. We're not attracted to old women. I would have to ask the question, who are these young men? I mean, Madonna, you're basically having sex with a robot. Every part of her body's been replaced. This is not the Madonna that became a celebrity. This is the AI Madonna. I mean, this is the sick mentality over there. If I'm a young man, I'm out in the world seeing what I can do, seeing what I can produce, seeing what I can create. I'm not going to sit there and waste the best years of my life with some old woman just because she got money and probably is not going to leave you nothing. The minute she gets done with you, she's going to be off to the next man. Hey, Will Art, Japanese from North Dallas. Hello, Cal. What's going on? Yeah, she looks strange now. I mean, but it goes back to why the guy says, oh, would I date Oprah Winfrey? Absolutely not. There's nothing a 69-year-old woman can do for me. I'm sorry. Now, counsel me for that. Nothing a 69-year-old woman can do for me. My sister turned 70. Yeah, be my sister. That's all. But see, you're saying a lot right here. You get a do-over, man. You get a do-over. That's all you do when you go from one place. If you can't make it where you are now, that doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean you failed. It just means that where you are now, where in your present situation, you haven't been successful. Nothing says stay there for the rest of your life. Go somewhere else. There's greener pastures out here. It is. Yeah, I won't put them down because they don't really know any better. They're learning. And as they learn, they're going to get better. But it's all about money over here. They've seen the money. This is exactly what I'm talking about, except I'm talking about on a dating side. It's the same thing with the blogger side. They see the money that's being thrown around out here, and they want some of it. So why not? Why not come up with a channel and then you and one of your friends sit in the swimming pool and talk about, oh, Filipinos answering naughty questions. And you get 30,000 views. No telling how many PayPal, cash, well, they don't have Cashapp, Gcash, and all that. Patreon. Why not do it? It's not their fault. We've created that niche, and they're just feeling it. But it's true, and then when they say, oh, you're disrespecting, listen, I'm going on record right now and say, nobody's disrespecting Filipinos over here more than Filipinas. You look at their channel. You look at their content. Then you try to tell me I'm disrespecting Filipinos. You're a hypocrite for saying that. All of your content on all of those channels is just inviting these sex pets and weirdos over here to take advantage of the women. Then you want to distract the attention from you and pointing at me because I make one video. Y'all can't do that to me. I'm too intelligent for that. I know what's going on over here. You disrespecting Filipino women, Filipino vloggers. Look at their content. Tell me if I'm lying. But I'm not going to knock them because if I was struggling for money and I see all the money that we're throwing out there, and all you got to do is just get in front of the camera. You don't even have to really be saying anything because they're not saying anything. I saw some woman that made a 4F video. Like, okay, I'm going to make my own 4F. It's like, that's all they have to do. And the money comes pouring in. Or wear a dress with a split in it or a bikini. Is it their fault or is it our fault? We created that. So that's what they're going to do. I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. It's a lot of money out there, man. It's a lot of money out there. Yeah, I mean, it's just so many. But I don't get anything out of bashing them and putting them down. I try to advise them when I can. Y'all saw the video, the last video I did when I interviewed those two young ladies in Dumageddon. The reason I did it, because the vloggers they look up to didn't pay them any attention. I felt sorry for them. So I said, okay, I was the only vlogger there that had a platform really, that saw them. They were invisible to everybody else. I sat them down and interviewed them and tried to give them some boots on the ground information. They don't want it. They go right back and do the same thing. So, okay. But I'm not going to blame them because we created that void. And they're just feeling it, guys. I'm telling you, man. I do the same thing. If they can earn more in basically one day or 1 week than they can for a whole month, why not? He says, I'm 36 and my Filipinos 42. I'm the happiest I ever been. Yeah, right now you are. But remember, women are in the short run, bruh. Women, they age a lot quicker than we do. So let's hope that you can keep that going. Jarvis Jones says, whether in their 20s or 70s, women from the Philippines are the most beautiful and gorgeous girls in the world. We all have our preferences, man, but they push back at me. Why, I get so much pushback for dating outside my culture and my race. They always got to defend myself. Well, I was married to a beautiful black woman for 18 years. I don't even do that anymore. Joe Wilkins says, Calvin, many U.S. Americans may have been told there are no other places on the planet where the pastures aren't green. What mixed up thinking? Been to many countries, their beauty abroad. It is. But there's a reason why so few Americans travel overseas. We're actually discouraged from traveling overseas. So we're in a bubble, really. We're 4% of the population. We think that everything revolves around America. Man, this is really a messed up thinking, guys. But nobody even wants to look at it. We're 4% of the population. What about the other 96% out here? You don't think they care? It's all propaganda. They don't want you to go anywhere, so they're going to scare the hell out of you. They're going to scare the hell out of you, man. Don't go to the Philippines. You're going to get kidnapped, they said. Really? Yeah, but see, I want to see what kind of business he's got. Everybody, I tip my hat to you, but I've been over here for 14 years. This Philippines in full effect. There's a lot of foreigners over here who partner with their Filipino wife or partner and have successful businesses. But they're together. It's very hard to do when you're going through a long distance relationship. I'd love to see what kind of business that is she's got, because you never told us what kind of business she got. You just said a store. If she has a sorry store or an online store or okay, she's not giving you that kind of money every month. Who are her customers? He says, I was looking for an investment partner in the Philippines first. In the relationship, love came after that. Money makes any relationship fruitful as long as she's not for the streets. See, this is all this crazy hip talk, man. Come on, talk to us. He said, it's smart loyalty. I think most men just looking for love or beauty, and entrepreneurship is not much of what the expat went for. That's true, because listen, Travis Costa, most men who come over here, the majority of us, we're already established. We're retired. We didn't come over here to work. We came over here to retire. We don't need the little money that's going to come from a lot of the businesses that they're going to ask you to invest in. There's money over here. The Philippines is rich. A lot of people are not rich, but the country itself is rich. But we don't need the money like that. Imagine you coming from a dollar economy into a peso economy. It's going to be so slow, man. You're not even going to be, interested in it, believe it or not. Yeah, twerk contest, man. Come on, guys. He said, Big Foolie out the projects. Get the dough. CK Ham. He says how the storm is out there. Well, typhoons don't affect the whole country. It's rainy season now, but it hasn't rained. I've been here since Friday. It hasn't rained. Not one day. He says, I'm not dating anybody over 40. I met Marilyn when she was 36. I'm not ready to throw her back yet. Well, see, this is something that, even though this kind of seems mean, he's on to something here. But even though it seems mean, it seems like he's bashing, but he's on to something. We don't know enough about the culture over here. We don't know enough about the women and everything to make the decisions, the impulsive decisions that we make over here. This is all I'm saying. We think we're still in America. You're not in America. Okay. So he comes over here, he gets a nice looking woman, then boom, she's in menopause. It's everything changed. But now you're in too deep, man. Instead of taking your time and say, hey, let me learn a little bit about the culture first before I even think about getting married. We got people who come over here thinking they can get married in 2 weeks. And then they stay married because they're not going to get a divorce. Because then people say, oh, I told you so. So they'll just stay married. They'll cohabitate with a woman just so that they won't have to hear all that nonsense. Man, there's nothing about getting married after 2 weeks that's appealing to me. I married my wife after, we met in 2010. We got married in 2014. And it still didn't work. It still didn't work. Not because we didn't get along, not because we didn't love each other, but there was still some things she was holding on to that I didn't know about. She loved America. She fell in love with America. Well, you never should have came over here with me. You should have told me that. But if I'd have knew enough about the culture, I'd have known that she wasn't ever going to tell me that. So she waits till we get here. We're here 6 months. I done got my hooks into the place. And then she hits that, oh, I think I better get back to America because they're going to take my visa. Well, why are you worrying about them taking your visa? As long as you're married to me, even if they took your visa, we'll get you another one. Does that make sense to you? But do you think I was going to marry anybody after 2 weeks? I'm not that stupid. We were together for almost 10 years, 10 great years, by the way. It was a whole lot better than my first marriage because I actually had a woman with me that I wanted to be with. I was like, it was a shotgun marriage, my marriage to my American wife, even though if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be alive today. But it was a shotgun marriage. She said, you either marry me or you back out there on the streets. I was born at night, but not last night. Yeah, I helped sign the marriage papers. But to come over here and get married in 2 weeks and all that, man, you guys are crazy, man. Don't do that to yourself. Because it's not going to work out. You don't know who you're marrying. Smooth Sounds with Eyes On says there are beautiful women here in America, but if you go to the Philippines, you will see beauty inside now. Yeah, that's your opinion. Don't you realize that the Filipino men says the same thing about the American women? If I told you that, would you think I'm lying? You probably would think I'm lying because you would probably say to yourself, there's no way. Well, guess what? He says the same thing about you. When you come over here with all that flowery, goodness that you're talking about Filipino women, he's looking at you like, are you talking about the same women that we're dealing with over here? He's saying the same thing that you would say if you heard a Filipino man glow about American women over there. So just know that that's the truth. Just know that they're different. That's one of the reasons we love them. Simply because they're different. They're not from outer space. They're still from the planet Earth. Okay? And after a while, okay, you're going to see it. But by that time, hopefully, you know enough about each other. Love has developed and you can go through it. But most of us don't make it through that first relationship, man. Yeah. Laura, listen to this. I was coming from Toledo, Cebu to San Carlos City. You need to ride the ferry. I'm in line. It's a Filipino man. He's got his luggage. He had just come from America visiting his sister. And he was telling me how beautiful the women were over there. And he said, those white women over there are just so beautiful. Here's what he said to me. He looked me in the eyes and said this. Don't you want one of them white women over there? That's what he said to me. I promise. Those his exact words. And I said, no, I don't. I don't want anything over there. But it just goes to show you that their enthusiasm and excitement about women over there matches our enthusiasm and excitement for women over here. Why? Because it's something different. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. I don't want to bust anybody's bubble. It's just that these women are different. Mr. T says, greetings from Texas. Hey, Cal, is a budget of $3,600 a month enough to live comfortably in the Philippines? I'm a military veteran and just need to get away from the U.S. Too stressful here. Well, if you're talking $3,600, absolutely. Philippine Statistics Authority says if you earn $3,800, excuse me, and $8 each month, you're considered rich, Mr. T, over here. So $3,600, you're rich over here. You could live in America off $3,600, but you wouldn't be rich. This is the pushback I get. Oh, I can live in Florida off of that. I can live in New Orleans off of that. Yeah, but you're not considered rich. $3,800 per month over here, month after month after month, and you're considered rich. And I can bear witness to that. If you over here and you have that kind of money, you're not going crazy, you're not in the bars every night, you're not on Shabu and all that other crazy stuff, you're going to be rich over here. You're going to live as well as you could live if you was a millionaire in America. He said, women, there is hope. But it's true. That's why African men love y'all too, Laura. Come on, let's be honest. They love, and we love African women. Frank Ellis, this is true. The brain is always reaching for something that it doesn't have. That's where we get the expression, the grass is always green on the other side. We're always going to want something else, no matter what it is. He said 3,800 here and you're poor. Now I wouldn't be poor there. Yeah. He says the problem is most, not all Western women, derogatory attitude on the inside doesn't match the beauty on the outside. Just saying. Well, there's Filipino men that would say the same thing about women over here. It's just that they come from a different culture, that's all. And after a while of going in America, dating American women, they're going to start seeing the same thing you're seeing. It's the same thing over here. Once you come over here and you stay over here long enough and you're dating Filipino women, you got relationships with them, you're going to start seeing the same thing they're seeing. We're an inside joke to men, to a lot of men over here. They're like, why would you come all the way over here for a woman? You know, because they see them all the time. They're up close to them, so it's nothing special to them. Yeah, he can live anywhere. He said, not in San Diego. Yeah, that's right. Well, it is enough. You can, okay, my rent was $900 in America when I left in 2018. So I would say by now, because they were getting ready to raise it to $940 in 2019, because I left December, and come January, if I'd have still been there, it was $940. So just say, what, $40 a year. Let's just say it would be $1,100 now. That leaves me $2,700. Just say another $800 for utilities. So now that's $2,000. So I still got $1,800 left. That's for food. Yeah. But $3,800. What y'all missing though? $3,800. Then maybe I can, depend on my family size, maybe I can get some help over there. See, that's the thing about America. You can get subsidized housing, food stamps. You can do all that kind of stuff. Yeah, see, that's crazy there. Now, California's on a whole other level. Well, it would probably go to it's going to go to her family. It's going to go to her children if she has children. Now, if you're married, it can go to you. That's one of the ways that you can own property over here. If it's in her will and she passes, if you're married to her. But we've jumped the gun over here. This is why the guy says, hey, on the live stream a month ago, you said we're doing too much over here. We are. We're buying houses and lots for women we're not married to. We have no connection to it all. So if she died, oh, well, you probably going to have to move out of that house. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. Yeah, but I could make that work, bruh. It just depends on where you live in America. So how much are y'all earning then over there? I mean, you have to have a damn good job. Okay, if my net is 3,800, I'm earning a lot of money. I don't think jobs are earning that much over there. Now, if my wife, of course, you're gonna have your wife with you, or your girlfriend, or your partner. Okay, but see, we're talking about 3,800 net. That's what I'm saying. We're not talking about 2,500. We're talking about 3,800. So that means you're earning about what, 5,000. But now you're getting $1,250 a week. That's a damn good job in America. 40-hour week, you're looking at $30 an hour. Who's earning that? Unless you've been at Ford and one of those places, you're a railroad engineer for so many years. Who's earning that? But that's what I'm saying. How much money are you earning, Mike Dawsonville, to have a mortgage of $4,300 every month? If I still had my house in Louisville, Kentucky, and I don't like using hypothetics. I mean, I don't like to talk hypothetically, but I just have to tell you that, man, my mortgage, because my interest rate is not going to change. My mortgage altogether, my mortgage was like 6 something, but then I had my taxes and my homeowner's insurance all in the same payment. It was $907 a month. What kind of house do you got that you're paying $4,300, man? Come on, man. It's a lot of money every month for a house in South Florida. You must be a millionaire. I haven't been gone that long. Yeah, 60 grand. There ain't many people earning 60 grand. What kind of jobs y'all got over there? But that's not one of the reasons why I left. I saw the writing on the wall. I said I can't live the life that I want to live over here. So I'm leaving. I'm looking for somewhere else where I can. Because when I was earning over 100,000, man, 2 years I earned over 200,000. That's the only time I really had any money in the bank. I had like 28,000 in the bank, but hell, I was earning 200,000. But I had a family, 5 children, and my wife was 7. I mean, when you're earning 100,000, it's just not a lot of money over there. It's like, man, I'm earning 100,000 and I'm barely making it. Now it's time for me to get out of here. I got to look for someplace else. I'm sorry, man. I can come back and visit whenever I want to and this and that. But if I'm earning $100,000 and it's barely making it over there, this guy says 60,000. You can't live on 60,000. Yeah, he says you're lucky to earn 1,000 a week. That's right. What kind of jobs y'all got over there? Come on, man. Tell me something. And see, Laura's got 1,800. It just depends on where you live and how you live. Same thing over here. He said my budget in the Philippines for living, but not infrastructure, was $800 a month. Fed extended family and sent the kid to private high school and college. How? We own a house and live a simple life. Yeah. It is. Your living expenses here is not a lot. What's going to get you is your lifestyle. The rent here is cheap. Then when you add the utilities and your water, it's not going to be that much. I would say, like he said, about $800. Okay, then you add your food. Maybe you're looking at 1,000. See, living expenses and actually lifestyle expenses are two different things, because the lifestyle includes your living expenses. Your living expenses doesn't include your lifestyle. So when people say, "Can I live off 1,000?" I say, "Yeah, your living expenses are going to be less than 1,000. Your rent, your food, and your utilities. They're going to be less than 1,000 over here." Okay, so now you're doing that. So what are you going to do? Stay at home all day? If you lived in CTishay, you could. I'm already in the resort area. I live on the beach. This is how I save money. I don't have to travel to the beach. But to say, can I live on $1,000 a month over here? Probably not. Because the woman's going to be part of your budget. How many times I got to say it? She's going to blow that budget up. You're going to blow it up, taking care of her. I don't have dual citizenship. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he was asking me how was I able to stay over here. I said, well, it's Philippine law. I'm not breaking the law. I'm not doing anything illegal. It's just that you can stay here for 36 consecutive months, leave the country and come back and start all over again. Yeah, see, 100,000, but I'm saying, what are they? So is that what you earning in McDonald's? I love LaChan. Are they paying you 100,000 a year in McDonald's? So how y'all making it out there? This is what I want to know. Occam's razor said, "Cal, I loved the channel. Watched a long time. I plan to live in the Philippines. My father fell ill, so I'm stuck as his guardian. Can I get travel work visa for a girl to come to U.S. till I can go there?" Well, you can try. See, remember, I'm an insurance agent. I'm a salesman. I'm going to let them people turn me down first. I'm not going to turn myself down. It's going to be difficult, though. But try it anyway. It's going to be very difficult, but it's not impossible. People have done it. Sam Champion did it. He got his wife over some kind of I believe on a work visa. And he married her. Yeah, I would say this is a fact right here. And I don't know how y'all are making it, but Laura says that her and her husband $1,800 a month. I don't understand, what kind of place are y'all living in? Mike Dorsonville has a $4,300 mortgage. What kind of mortgage what kind of house do you live in? I mean, if you're paying $4,300 per month, what are you trying to pay that house off in 5 years? How much is your house worth, Mike? I'm just want to know. I'm curious, because that's a lot of money, man. Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying, what is the $4,300? How much is the mortgage? $4,300 is a lot, man. I was paying $907 on a $114,000 mortgage. So he must have like $1 million house. He says, I'm not working at Mickey D's. My wife is a nurse and we earn good income when combined. Yeah, but I'm saying 100,000. So that's what I'm saying. You said it's poor man's wages. Well, who's earning 100,000 and can't make it out there? He said, Cal, worked all the overtime I could to pay my mortgage out. Man, that would be the thing to do. If my mortgage was $4,300, something would have to happen, man. Where blue love red said, Jesus, you're stuck. Way to talk about your father. What's he talking about? We got a religious nut on here again. The question was, if you saw Jesus getting jumped by some gang members on the street, what would you do? And the guy said the same thing Jesus did during slavery. In other words, nothing. CWO says Seawall says you can find a nice place for about $150 a month. Cable TV, electric, water, about 50 to 75. You can save money. Yeah, that's true if you're talking about over here. Gerald Wilkins says the vlog has evolved into something important. Why are people moving into places where they can live in peace and be fulfilled and not have to think about pinching a penny? See, this is my whole thing. This is, I think, the reason why my channel caught on. People are tired of this, Gerald. We're tired of that hamster wheel. The hamster wheel means you're just, no matter how hard you work, you can't get over the hump. I was working twice as hard to maintain my same lifestyle. And at a certain point, you'd be like, man, it's not even worth it. I mean, the only thing worse than a hamster wheel, I guess, would be a treadmill. So is that what you're saying? You're on that damn treadmill? I mean, it's just, the United States is one of my top countries in the world to live. If you can afford to live there, why not? No matter what people say about the violence and this and that, the United States is one of the top countries to live, but only if you can afford to live there. I'm not just going to be there just to barely make it and just to say, oh, I live there. Yeah, that's huge. He's living in a McMansion. And I hear him, He said 100,000 won't carry you, but see, I can't live there then. There's some reason people are staying out there in California. What are y'all doing out there if it's so hard? How are y'all making it? That'd be a good video. What's it take to live in California, man? How much does it really take to live there? You're telling me, he said if I earn 100,000 a year, I can't make it in California. Man, y'all got to be lying to me. That would be over $8,000 a month. I'd have to throw up the white flag then and get out of there. I'll be like LeBron James. I'm taking my 100,000 to Kentucky. I'm not staying here. Yeah, I'm not staying here. Yeah, he says, Smooth Sounds with Arizona says 4,300 in South Florida where I live. It must be a typo or he owns his own business. He's pretty successful if he's paying that kind of money. I had a guy though, okay now, but he lives in LA. I can't think of the part of LA, right outside LA. He was paying $7,500. His mortgage was $7,500 a month on an $800,000 home. But I think he was trying to pay it off, but he eventually had to sell it and get out from under that $7,500. I mean, my God. But see, this is the thing. You earn 100,000 and you can't make it with your woman. She's gonna be on your back. That's a fact, man. She's gonna be on your back, boy. And then you got all this other stuff, all this other outside pressures. Now, remember I told y'all that Joe Muhammad, he's an insurance agent that I worked with for several years. He said, Calvin, it's like being in a boxing match. Your opponent is the world. You're fighting, then boom, for 3 minutes, you're giving it all you got. The bell rings, you go back to your corner, and your damn trainer hits you in the mouth. You're supposed to go back to your corner to rest, get encouragement, so you can go out and fight another round. But over there with these American women, man, you got to fight in the corner. Then go back out and fight again, man. You're not going to win, man. You're going to lose. It was a great analogy. Well, brownouts, okay, we receive less brownouts, much less than in Dumagetti. Okay, Maryland came over here Saturday, right? She's right up, getting ready to buy her ticket at the Ocean Jet, and a brownout. So they shut down. She can't get a ticket. Just so happened that a woman was coming to get a refund. Maryland bought her ticket, which it wasn't in her name, so she had to go and get permission to use that ticket. But Dumagetti has way more brownouts than St. Carlos City. St. Carlos City may have one major brownout. I'm going to say I'm going to say 3 to 6 months, man. I mean, it's really that good. And sometimes when they have them, they'll have short ones, but they'll have one good one like every 12 or for 12 hours. It may last 12 hours. About once every 3 to 6 months. I don't think they have them in Cebu, in Manila. I don't know. I've never seen one in Cebu because a lot of times when you're in Cebu, you're in a condominium or something like that. They probably got a backup generator, so you don't know if they're having a brownout or not. Yeah. He said he threw away his treadmill after he retired. It reminded me too much of work. This is a fact, man. I called it the hamster wheel because you think you're really getting somewhere. You're not going anywhere. Same thing as a treadmill. And I said, I got to get out of here. I knew where I could go. Came to the Philippines, man, long before I had my channel. But you have to have a plan, man. You can't just show up over here thinking everything's going to work out for you. And that's what's happening. People are coming over here without a plan. This is the problem. If you had a plan, you wouldn't see so many horror stories or so many sob stories. But if a guy comes over here with 30,000 and thinks it's going to stretch for 7 years, he's got some screwed up mathematics. That's Chinese arithmetic, man. You're trying to make 30,000 stretch in the Philippines for 7 years? How are you going to do that? What were you thinking? He's thinking like loyalty with royalty that he's got to open a business over here. Well, what kind of business are you going to run over here? You're dreaming, man. You're dreaming. It's not going to happen. Yeah, he said, I didn't give up on them. They gave up on me. Yeah, you're right. But we gave up on each other because I'm not dealing with all that. And I'm not going to lie. I'm just not going to put up with a lot of what they want me to put up with. You know, one of the problems me and my American wife had was she wanted me to make all the changes, but it was okay for her to stay the same. It was okay for her not to go to the gym, you know, and she could do whatever she wanted to. But me, I had to stop drinking, stop smoking. I had to be in tip-top shape. I had to earn, you know, X amount of dollars. You see what I'm saying, guys? I lived it. I'm not just on here talking. This is the reason why I no longer date American women. It hasn't changed. It's gotten worse. But that's what I went through. I'm like, well, damn, when are you going to work out? When are you going to do this and do that? What's your self-improvement plan? I had to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, have Michael Jordan money, fuck like John Holmes. You know what I'm saying? Be as intelligent as Obama. I had to do all of that. But she could, you know, look like the Blob all damn day with a wig and a pair of high heels. That's what it looked like. Looked like the damn Blob. Breast where her stomach used to be, stomach where the knees used to be. But I'm supposed to be happy with that. I'm sorry, but I wasn't. And I left. And I don't want to, I'm not going to deal with that anymore. But thank y'all so much, man. I got to get off of here. It's Sunday. I'm going to the gym, man. I'm really it's starting to work for me, man. I'm not going to let myself go. But wherever you have plans to go, man, have a plan. Because I'm coming out with my top 10 countries to retire. Because if you can't make it over here, or this isn't the place for you, there's 9 other places. And every one of these places I've been to. And I'm gonna put them in order of the time that I spent there. Because Thailand's on there. People think I don't like Thailand, but I do. I love Thailand. I'm going back. I'll go back. I'll visit Thailand before I go back to the United States. I'm going there again. But this time I want to stay a little longer. I'm going to stay at least 2 weeks, maybe a month. It just depends. If Maryland can come with me, I'll stay a month. But I'm coming out with my top 10 cities. But have a plan, guys. You listen to these channels on YouTube, and they make it seem so easy over here. It is easy, but it's not as easy as you think. At the end of the day, you got to have a passive income. You got to have money coming in every month, number one. You got to have your spending habits, under control. You're not in America anymore. You're in a totally different culture, okay? You got to stop thinking like a Superman. You don't need to do everything for your woman. You're really doing her more harm than good. Help her. Don't hinder her. This is what Maryland is thinking about, starting a business, a Gcash. And I'm going to help her because I want Maryland to do something on her own. She spent enough time doing nothing. So she said to me, hey, there's nobody in our neighborhood that does the Gcash where you can cash in and cash out. I think it's like 1 or 2%. She said, I want to try that. I said, okay. Tell me how much we need. You get the business plan together. Talk to some people who are already doing it. And I'm going to help you. Because I want her to do some stuff on her own, man. Because you're going to get tired of spending everything. You have to pay for everything. That gets old. Yeah, when you first get over here, yeah, look at me, the family, they depending on me. I'm feeling good. It makes you feel like you're really doing something. But after a while, man, it gets old. I mean, you got to pay for everything. Lollipops. You got to do everything, man. And it's going to get discouraging. You're going to be like, man, I done made the same mistake. I done recreated the lifestyle over here that I was running from over there. The biggest mistake we make is that's what we do. You say, oh, I don't want to be tied down. You're running from a situation where you're basically tied down over there. You say, I want my freedom. Then you come over here, you get with a woman, she may have 2 or 3 kids. Now you're in the same situation you were when you left home. Only difference is you got all this sunshine, nice beaches and everything like that, but you're in the same situation. Don't do that to yourself. But yeah, guys, thank y'all so much. Thank you for your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up, all your support of Sunshine Shoulders. Take care, everybody. Look for my next video. If you didn't see my video today, I'm posting it like that, man, as it comes to my mind. I'm trying to give you something to chew on, every day, man. But I was talking about the compound interest today. That's real. When you help other people, the universe will reward you. Or God, or Jesus, or whatever you want to call it. There's a power out there, man. It's more likely it's universal law. It's going to reward you 10 times, 100 times, maybe 1,000 times your sacrifice. And it doesn't matter what your motivation is. See, those 2 plastic bags. I got a story I'm going to tell tomorrow, man. I got so many stories I could tell you. They're true stories. Because I'm trying to get you guys out of yourself. Most of us are selfish and self-centered. All we're worrying about is ourselves. So take care, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time.